everybody. I've had a lot of requests from people asking, how do you stay healthy when you travel? Now, I've been traveling a lot for the last 20 years, and it's extremely difficult, and I've learned a lot of different things during those years on how you can actually stay healthy when you travel. My number one tip is always research where you're going first. Find out where you're going to be traveling to, get online, figure out where the organic restaurants are, figure out where the organic health food stores are, and plan ahead, because that way it makes your life so much easier. It's very hard to eat healthy and to be healthy when you're traveling, but it can be done. Make sure you know where the natural health food stores are in advance so you can get good, clean food, because that's the number one thing. People usually gain up to a pound a day when they travel. People splurge more when they travel. They eat later at night when they travel. They drink more alcohol when they travel. So pretty much, if you look at the patterns of people who travel, their diet goes down, they don't exercise as much, they eat more, they sleep less, and so that's what we want to do, is try to avoid that as much as possible. I mean, how good will you feel when you come back from a vacation or come back from a trip healthier than you were when you left? As a matter of fact, if you look at the research and if you look at people talking online and you look at people that come back from vacations or come back from travel, they usually feel worse than when they left. And they usually suffer for a couple weeks in order for their body to get back into tune. And then they also may suffer from depression, or, you know, just they're not happy with themselves. Number two tip is bring healthy snacks with you. I always bring organic raw food bars with me. You can easily buy a Mylar bag, and the reason why I use a Mylar bag is because when you're going to be traveling, you're going to be going through security. And when you go through security, you're going to, any type of food that you may have might be radiated, and you want to keep your food fresh. So what I'll normally do is take like an 8x12 Mylar bag. You can purchase them online, and I'll put some nuts, some seeds, and some organic raw food bars. Now, you're gonna have to figure out what food bars you like the most. But what I do, and especially when I'm in other countries, for example, I'm in Finland today, I'm in Helsinki. I went to a natural food store today, and I got, you know, 5 or 6 or 7 different types of raw food bars, and I put them in my Mylar bag. So while you're touring wherever you are, you can find a natural food store and you can purchase those as well. But for me, and this may be different for you or for anybody else, but what seems to work really, really good for me is to have a Mylar bag full of nuts, seeds, and organic food bars, or organic bars for that matter. That way, if you feel the need, if you need a snack, if you're on the airplane, if you're on a train, if you're on a bus, if you're on a boat, a cruise, you know, that way you'll have some snacks with you all the time. And they're healthy snacks, and you won't ever go hungry. The next tip is times that you eat. This is very important when you're traveling. To be a healthy traveler, I've found that it's best to use intermittent fasting. So I'll try not to eat breakfast. I'll try to go till 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and that way I can have a healthy meal. And then also, it's best not to eat late at night. This is one of the biggest mistakes travelers make all the time, is they eat late, especially if you're in Europe. I mean, Spain, for example, I mean, they start their restaurants open at 8:30 at night until midnight. It's very common for you to eat dinner between those times. So I recommend, as my healthy traveling tip, don't eat anything after 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. at the latest. Try to eat as much raw food as you can. try to eat as many salads. If you're going to be traveling throughout Europe especially, most of the European countries do not allow genetically modified foods in their country, which is good. But even if you're traveling through the United States, it doesn't matter where you are, where you're traveling to, try to just make a point to eat as many raw foods as you can. Raw fruit, raw nuts and seeds, raw salads, at least before your meals. It's very important that you actually try to make it your mission to really come back and think about the future and think about those daily decisions. Like when you're traveling, for me, there's so many temptations, you know, because it's just a mindset that we have when we travel. It's just like we're splurging, we're letting go, we can do whatever we want. And I did that for a few years, and I just felt miserable whenever I came back. It's just like, oh, well, we can't really find a place. Let's just go to this restaurant. Oh, that pizza looks good, even though it's vegetarian. You know, it's got gluten, whatever. Let's just eat that. But it really does make you feel so much better when you eat healthy when you're traveling. Sleep, sleep, sleep. If you talk to people that travel a lot, one of the main things that they are deficient in is sleep. They stay up way too late, mostly drinking, and they wake up too late as well, or they wake up early in the morning. It's hard to get sleep if you're traveling. Your body gets adapted to your environment that you're in, and whenever you travel somewhere, whether it's an hour away, 2 hours away, a different time zone, or overseas, it's going to take your body time to adapt. So sleep is one of the most important things you can do to be a healthy traveler. You know, if you have the opportunity to even take naps during the day, a 20-minute nap, a 15-minute nap, a 10-minute nap, sleep is going to boost your body, it's going to regenerate your body, and try to get 8 hours of sleep. This is a big lesson that I've learned over the years, and this is one of the things that can help you out the most. It can help your body heal, and it can give you the energy that you want when you're traveling. So when you sleep, I recommend using earplugs. This is what I do when I travel. I always bring earplugs with me, and you'd be amazed, especially when you're in a big city somewhere. You have ambulances going everywhere. I mean, it's, you know, when you're at your house, you can control the environment. When you travel, it might be a little bit harder for you to control the environment. So my kids have earplugs, and I also have eye masks that we use so we can control the darkness. For example, I was just in Estonia, Tallinn, Estonia, and it was light there for 20 hours out of the day. So at midnight, it was light. So we had to literally use these eye covers to cover over our eyes, and people are out making noise when you're in the city. So sleep, make sure you get really good sleep. Bring earplugs with you and bring eye masks with you when you sleep. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Bring water with you, pure, clean water with you wherever you go. Make sure that you have tons of water, and make sure you drink 3 to 4 times the amount of water that you normally drink. This will make all the difference in the world. It'll keep your skin looking fresh. It'll keep your digestive system moving. It'll hydrate all your cells, because one of the biggest things that happens to people when they travel is they become dehydrated. They start drinking a lot of coffee. They start drinking more tea than they usually drink. They start drinking more alcohol than they usually drink. And they start drinking more sugary drinks than they normally drink. And that will lead to dehydration. So for every drink that you drink, whether it's alcohol, sugary, or whatever, you shouldn't be drinking those anyway, but drink 2 of the same amount of purified, clean water. So keep yourself hydrated, hydrated, hydrated during your traveling, and make sure you always have good, clean water with you, and you always drink a lot. And if you have kids, make sure that your kids drink a tremendous amount of water as well. Walk everywhere. You know, especially if you're going to be in Europe, or if you're going to be anywhere else, you know, walking is something that you're pretty much going to be doing anyway. But you might not have a lot of exercise equipment, or you might not have a gym where you are. So a good tip that you can always do is to just walk everywhere you go when you travel. It's great exercise, and even if you walk 15 minutes after every single meal, that has been shown to burn calories extremely fast, and it's been shown to help you not accumulate a lot of fat into your system. So that's something I would highly recommend that you do. And my last travel tip for everybody is always bring supplements with you. I always bring oregano oil, I always bring probiotics, I always bring iodine, detoxidine, and I always bring melatonin, and I always bring enzymes with me. All of those, have your supplement package handy with you at all times, because that's what's going to keep you healthy. You know, if you have some sick people that you're traveling with, or you have your kids that might happen to get sick or something like that, at least you know you always have that package of supplements with you that's going to keep you healthy at all times. You can even use the iodine, the detoxidine, to purify your water if you need to. So those are my tips. I also bring some Allertrex sometimes to spray in my mouth, just because you don't know, how clean the air is in your hotel room, or you might not know how clean the air is wherever you're going. So those are my travel tips. That's how we stay healthy as a family, and I hope that helps you and your family stay healthy when you travel. Those are some great healthy travel tips, and I always wish you the best and live healthy.